Well, it is a lovely, drizzly day on the allotment, and I am, unsurprisingly, the only person up here. I want to talk about something incredibly boring. I want to talk about redistricting of Westminster constituencies. Oh yeah, we have interesting hobbies here. The redistricting of the Westminster constituencies, that's the one where you get an MP from, is being done on the basis of the new electoral register. Fair enough, you want people to have, a representative MP, you want the constituencies to have the right number of people in, make geographical sense, all of that, so you use the electoral register. The new electoral register is drawn up using the new electoral registration rules, which are this. Whereas previously, the electoral roll was done by household, so you would get one form through the front door that said, this is who we think lives in your house who is entitled to vote. You are required by law to fill out this form, telling us if any of this has changed, and send it back by this date. And from those forms, the electoral roll is drawn up, and when election time comes round, your poll card comes through the door on the basis of what was last on that form. That's no longer how it's done. It's now done by individual, which means you personally have to go and put yourself on the electoral roll. This kind of seems like a minor change, but it isn't. The upshot of this is a lot of reliable Labour voters fell off the electoral rolls and therefore weren't counted in the data set they're using to create the new constituencies. A lot of those were students. It used to be that you were registered in both places. You were registered with your parents and at your residence at university. You could vote in either one of them, but obviously not both. That's no longer the case. You can't be registered at your parents anymore. You have to be registered at your university residence. And because it's done by individuals, it doesn't happen by magic. Your university, if you're living in halls, does not fill out one big form for all 20 of you living on the corridor and say, these people live here. You have to do it yourself. A lot of students didn't. This is not very surprising. They are 18 years old and they have got a lot of things to be getting on with, and they don't really care about paperwork from the government that didn't even show up on their doorstep. Right? You had to go online and do it. Well, they didn't know about it. So those people all didn't make it onto the electoral roll. One, it means they don't get a poll card. And two, it means they aren't counted for the purposes of redrawing the Westminster constituencies because they're not on the list, they don't exist. Students overwhelmingly vote left-wing, which means they vote Labour or Lib Dem or Green, but they don't vote Tory. And the Tory government is redoing the district and is quite content to not count the students as if they existed, so they don't get as many MPs. It's not that by not counting them, the MP for the constituency that contains the university is likely to end up changing parties. That's not the point. The point is that if you don't count them, then that constituency is bigger than it should be because you didn't count students. So all the students who vote only get the one MP. The way first past the post by constituency works is that it doesn't matter if 93% of you in this one constituency vote Labour. If the three constituencies bordering you all vote Tory, then you get one Labour MP and 3 Tory MPs, and it doesn't matter if you numerically outnumbered them. It's not how it works. It works by constituency. If you can concentrate down the Labour MPs so all the Labour voters are in suddenly safe Labour seats, you can wind yourself up with a lower total of possible Labour seats. It's a very subtle kind of gerrymandering, but it is gerrymandering. The way they have done it, the way I've chosen to do it, the fact that they have taken an earlier deadline for the constituency redrawing than for the right to vote. So the final deadline on registering was later than you needed to register to be counted for the redistricting. All of that is about consolidating power and making it harder for anyone not a Conservative, to run the country.